What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be giving you the top 10 loadouts you can be using right now in Call of Duty Warzone, along with some bonus sniper loadouts that are kind of the best snipers you can be using right now as well. If you like this style of straightforward to the point loadout content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that noti bell, and hit that like button on this video so YouTube can suggest more videos like this to you. With the return of weapons like the FFAR, like we're getting in season 4 next week on May 29th, you want to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that you can always stay up to date on the current meta. Let's get a quick word from the sponsor of today's video and let's get you these loadouts. Are you looking for the edge in Call of Duty? Whether it's maxed out accounts, camos, or even COD points, LOADOUT.gg has you covered. You can buy and sell in-game gear with instant delivery, 24/7 support, and trade shield protection. You can dominate the lobby and look clean doing it. And even though the grind can be hard sometimes, you can skip it if you need to. But there's only one place that's really safe to do it. Visit LOADOUT.gg, your Warzone, your rules. Thank you again to LOADOUT.gg for sponsoring today's video. Let's get you these loadouts. All right, so first up, we're gonna go over the top 4 snipers I have right now in Call of Duty Warzone, and we'll give you the loadouts for those. They do all one shot as well. Not infinite range anymore, like the HDR, unfortunately, but they do one shot, and they're almost perfect for rebirth, almost every one of them. The first two we have are the FJX Imperium, very solid option right now, and then we have the HDR. For the FJX Imperium, we're gonna be using the Nilsan 90 muzzle. Any of these silencers, or any of these muzzles right here do the same thing. Nilsan 90 I'm just using, that's the one that I'm going to choose to use. Then we're using the Fahrenheit 29-inch barrel. Then we like the FJX Kilo Tac stock here. This is going to give you huge buffs to aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, which is crucial for a faster paced map if you're playing Rebirth, and it's still pretty solid when it comes to Verdansk as well. Then we're using the Chimera Laser Light here. This will give you huge buffs across the board to basically aim walking steadiness, tac stand spread, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight speed again. And then we have the high velo rounds. They don't have the high grain rounds here on this specific weapon, so we're using high velocity, which will give it the max bullet velocity possible. Then another option is the HDR. HDR is still probably the best long range sniper option we have available, but we're going to use the Blandwell 7x scope here. This is going to be built for a little bit more ADS speed, just for mainly for Rebirth Island, but you can also use this still on Verdansk as well. We're going to run the gain twist barrel here, give it max bullet velocity. Lightweight bipod, giving you 0 idle sway, which means the idle bob, or the idle, whenever you're zoomed in on your weapon and you have that kind of swaying back and forth, this will get rid of a lot of that. Then we have the quick draw grip for a faster ADS speed, along with overpressured rounds here, giving you another buff to that bullet velocity. We're a little over 1,000 on the bullet velocity part of this. The next two options you can use is the LR762, which is one of my favorites also, and then of course the Kar 98. For the LR762, we're rocking mono suppressor. I like the gain twist barrel here, the lightweight handguard, which will give you an aiming idle sway buff again, the quick draw grip, and the overpressured rounds. This has a way better bullet velocity than the HDR as well, so I kind of like this one a little bit better for Rebirth Island over the HDR, in my opinion. Then for the Kar 98, we're rocking range collar optics to give you that OG Kar 98 look and feel. And we have the Sonic Suppressor L muzzle. Again, any of these muzzles like this, any of these silencers will do this. Same exact damage, bullet velocity and damage range buff. Any of these will do the same. I hate this part of the game that they just made some of these just useless. Why not just get rid of, get rid of all but like 1 or 2 of these and make them do something different? I don't know. Next, we have the Recon long, or the Precision long barrel here. Then we have the Recon sling. This will give you a huge flinch resistance buff, which is very crucial with the Kar 98. And then you have the high grain rounds here, giving this a max bullet velocity and max damage range buff. When it comes to the Kar 98, you should be able to one shot out at 67 meters when it comes to headshots. For the LR762, you're looking at about a 75 meter headshot. When it comes to this one, 75 meter one shot headshot. Then you have for the FJX Imperium, you're looking at about an 83 one shot headshot out up to 83 meters. This is probably my favorite to use over all of these. Then the HDR, you're having a little bit more than something like the Imperium. The Imperium, remember, is 83, HDR's 88. I like the Imperium more strictly because you have it's faster ADS, faster movement, all that kind of stuff when it comes to Rebirth Island. So keep that in mind. HDR, you want to use this build for Verdansk, is definitely good for that. But I'm probably rocking FJX Imperium and LR762 over all of these options, and then Car 98 is just going to be a little bit more aggressive, but you will most likely have to 2-tap most of the time unless you're hitting headshots under 67 meters. Now for the rest of the non-bonus loadouts for the day. At number 5 here, we've got the Kilo 141 and the PPSH. These are such good options. I absolutely love these weapons so much. Kilo's still super accurate, there's no doubt about that. Kilo is a fantastic option still. I don't know, it just feels like it maybe shoots a little bit softer than most of the other options I'll have for you today, but again, very solid option when it comes to recoil control. And then paired up with it, of course, is the PPSH, which I'm absolutely loving still. For some reason, shouldn't be, but it's underrated, and I don't know why. For that Kilo, we're going to be using the compensator muzzle. If you like the recoil control without the compensator, go with a mono suppressor, give you a little bit better TTK. Then we're using the reinforced barrel. I like the vertical foregrip here, way less horizontal recoil control, extended mag 2, and the overpressured rounds. Then for the PPSH, I'm rocking compensator muzzle. I like the reinforced barrel here, the Ranger foregrip, extended mag 1 or extended mag 2, whichever you want, and then the overpressured rounds. For our next loadout, we're going to use the AMAX paired up with the SAUG. The AMAX, of course, is still absolutely an absolute beam. Love the AMAX here. Just so easy to control as well. And then, of course, the SAUG, probably one of my favorite options, honestly. SAUG really never steers me wrong. I'm not real sure why, but it just feels great, man. It's kind of like almost like a reliable Mac 10 for me. For that AMAX, we're rocking compensator muzzle here for sure. I like the reinforced barrel, gives it more damage range, more bullet velocity. The vertical foregrip for sure gives it a huge horizontal recoil control buff. The extended mag 2, then you have the overpressured rounds. Then for that SAUG, I'm rocking the reinforced barrel, no muzzle needed here. I like the vertical foregrip, the extended mag 2. Then we have the quick draw grip. So it already comes with something like a no stock on it. But if you put the infiltrator stock on here, all it's going to do is give you an aim walking movement speed buff, which is fine, totally cool. But what you want to put on here is the light stock. And honestly, I feel like they have these two mixed up. Like what the light stock does should be what the infiltrator stock does. But the light stock gives you better hip fire movement speed, and strafing movement speed. Here, this is what you want, not the infiltrator stock. Next up, we have the MX9 paired with the Cypher 91. The MX9 is so good. I'm not a huge fan of the iron sight, so I personally like to put it in tac stand. I'll give you an option if you don't like the iron sight and you don't like tac stance. I'll give you an option to use. And then the Cypher, man, the Cypher has been just super reliable for me. I don't know why, but it feels better than the AMAX for me. I can't tell you why, but it does, man. I absolutely love the Cypher. The MX9, we're rocking the Shadow Strike Suppressor S muzzle. I like the extended mag, so give you a 50 round mag, the Bruin Q900 grip, the FTAC C11 riser, which will give you a huge buff to sprint fire speed, and then the Chimera laser light. If you don't like tac stance and you don't like the iron sight, take off this laser and just go put an optic on here. Something simple like some kind of hollow sight, whatever. Reflex sight is good. Night Arm model is a very solid option. I absolutely love this one. So either of those sights will work. Use whatever makes you comfortable there, but those are my options. The Cypher 91, I'm not using an optic on here. I don't prefer an optic on here. I'm using mono suppressor. I like the reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip for very good horizontal recoil control buff, extended mag 2, and then I like the overpressured rounds. For the next loadout, I'm using the Ladra, and then we have the Growl 556 conversion kit for the SWAT 556. The Ladra is so good. The Ladra is an insanely good option to use. I absolutely love using it. The fire rate is like a PPSH and SAUG had a baby. Kind of what it feels like. Very little recoil as well. So probably taking out maybe 3 enemies completely 3 enemies completely at about 10 meters. So if you're fighting 10 meters, like you got just people coming through a doorway and they just keep coming, you can probably take 3 full enemies down with 1 mag. But the reload's not slow at all. So, and then of course we have that growl, which is stupid good. Absolutely love the growl. I'll give you an option if you don't like the iron sight, but I'm a huge fan of the iron sight, so that's just me, I guess. For the Loadouts, we're using compensator muzzle. I like the reinforced barrel here. The vertical foregrip is the solid option. Extended mag 1 or extended mag 2, whichever you prefer. Then we have the quick draw grip. I love this one a lot. Absolutely blast to use. And for that growl, you want to use that conversion kit. Got the growl conversion kit here. The balanced stock is what I'm using instead of an optic. So if you want to use an optic, take off this balanced stock and go use an optic. An optic I prefer is something like the Volsky reflex sight. Then we have the full auto extended mag, which you only unlock by using the growl conversion kit. And then the vertical foregrip here gives it max horizontal recoil control buff, and then the compensator muzzle, giving it the best vertical recoil control buff that you can pair with the extended mag and that growl conversion kit. Last and definitely not least, we have the Krieg C, which they just buffed out of the blue, which honestly has been very refreshing. And then we have the C9, which they buffed again as well, which I thought was so interesting because they did not need to do it, but they did, and it feels fantastic. But yeah, C9 definitely on top right now. TTK, just overall usability, absolutely insane. Damage per mag is great too. Absolutely love the C9. The Krieg C, I'm rocking ported compensator muzzle. Compensator is just fine if that's what you have unlocked. Reinforced barrel is a very solid option here. The vertical foregrip, the extended mag 1 or extended mag 2. I prefer the extended mag 1 because of the movement. The extended mag 2 for me is just feels too slow. So that's just kind of it, and the titty mag kind of gets in my way. So I don't know. I like the extended mag 1 a little bit better just for overall usability. But again, you have the vertical foregrip giving it a max horizontal recoil control buff. The reinforced barrel giving it a damage range and bullet velocity buff. The ported compensator muzzle gets rid of that first shot recoil and vertical recoil control buff. And then you have the Volsky reflex sight, which is what I'm using. If you don't like, or if you like want something that you don't have to use an optic for, take off that Volsky and put on the overpressured rounds. Absolutely, I love that build. If you like the iron sights on it, I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights, so I like a Volsky reflex sight on it. That's just my take. But thank you guys again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that noti bell so you don't miss another video like this or like one of these. We'll see you in the next one.